Is this? Oh man. Beep boop boo. Boo boo doo. I don't get it. Alright, it's finally time. 5.4. Yeah, I never talked to these guys. Let's walk in here. Rahatia. Just forgot everybody's in here. Words, but there's no relief. Seeing our comrades again with eyes. Possible I should like to thank Estinian in person for the help he lent us while we were away, but it seems he has not been heard of from the lake. Until such time as we meet again, I shall ever pray for well-being and take the absence of tidings sign as I do with our friends. The things are quiet, I think I'll move my body around some more. And I'll round up Hori and his crew for a spot of sparring. Well, and Graha too. Senior, I'm obligated to train him as well. Alright, Graha. Alright. Oh no, he always says something. What do you say? Results of having undergone another rejoining? So, serve as proof that fought and died to prevent. Lest we forget. He simply merged with himself? Whatever, man. I was looking for you. What is this? Really? Tia. No offense. Okay, let's continue this. There's not really much going on. Cryle! Gryle's eyes light up at the sight of you. Oh, greetings, Glide. Come to look in on our friends. Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I've been keeping a close eye on them, and I've satisfied myself they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene in Dawn's respite to discuss how best to use their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we? Voice acting? Please, I'm already tired of speaking.
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I have a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, you're kicked out.
Lise!
Oh, who gave her the keys?
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
The famous.
I don't believe we've met.
Who told you about Lise?
Really? It's so
Me?
easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahat here, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
I've been
Do not
playing.
be so sure. Words scarcely do justice
Since
to the
November.
vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
He's doing cat things.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
I joined around Stormblood, but I didn't fully commit, so like last November.
Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
So Xenos is gonna summon them both or something?
But tell us, Lise,
I don't
to
know.
what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? Alright, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne.
Cousin Nerva? That the Bajra guy?
The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Alamigo!
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Alice A's quest.
Oh, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the tempered.
Gabu.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you use to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best.
Do my
I
best.
was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
What's meeting? Lead on, LSA.
I knew you'd say yes.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
Three's a crowd. Yeah.
Mind. I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
It's like both Red Mage and Black Mage. Like, Red Mage is my 1A, Black Mage is my 1B.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
This guy Graha, man. What's
We
the
shall be
word?
on our way
Timid?
then. Godspeed.
I mean, I started with Black Mage, but you gotta know the fights in order to maximize doing. Yeah, it's basically this order: Red Mage, then Black Mage, Ninja, Machinist, Bard, Samurai, and then White Mage and Dark. This is just my healer and my tank. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna mainly do damage this game. Whatever I do. Ishtola is about. One cannot afford even the slightest slip. Pray I can complete confidence, cause dress for anything. Okay. Where would we even go to find a cure? When I set out to save Halric, I think Gabu was always at the back of my mind, and having proved that the light corrupted are not lost, I am convinced that the same must be true with Tempered. Yeah, no, Black Mage does most damage or whatever. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the aether of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant. Though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, I'll say. Warrants full investigation. There's even a chance we can save Gabu. We have to try. But however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and get set to work, there's no room for recklessness. Not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Bake Luke would remind us, still know little and less about the soul. A number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. So, before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt. The combined work of the many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars, perhaps, but what of the ancient counterparts? I know the Allagans took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it would surely be at the Etherochemical Research Facility. Where they experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes? Good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Aziz's Law, which means we'll be needing an airship. Your King Graha's never been over there, I think, right? The airship, you say? Meet me at the northern bank of Silver Tear Lake. Got a little surprise for you. Oh, come Prepare to travel. I don't think Gra has been to Azizla yet. So, this will be fun for him, I guess. Why are we here? Alright, you have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by. What the hell's this? They give you the Bonanza? The Scion's very own airship. Built her as a company project with help from our friends at the Rising Stones, and named her for luck and prosperity. Ataru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship? I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's favorite coinkeeper. I also introduced myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped. But that's alright, it's because I hired this capable fellow here instead. Yeah? Is this from Ishkar? No. Who's that? That's just someone new. Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of mana cutters. By the way, feel free to use them to get around Azizla. But enough talk, it's time to fly. All aboard? Did I ever mention that I was fond of flying? Because I am. Be it on an airship, an Amaro, or a chocobo, there's nothing so exhilarating as flying the wind on your face as the horizons unfold. Maybe he has been here before. He doesn't seem that surprised. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tataru has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are at Azizla, and Alphino's report did not do the scale of this place justice. This appears to be the helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Azizla, I do have... This is my first time on Azizla? Why don't they say at or in Azizla? But it doesn't matter. I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Oh, okay. Unless I'm mistaken, this path leads to an aetherite, beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Time for our authority on Olagan artifacts to show that what we can do. And here is the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to tempering. Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption, an overview. That sounds promising. Indeed, let us see what this report has to say. Tempering being permanent is broken, so there has to be a cure. There's gotta be. Confound it. Contents appear to have been deleted. What? No, isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid, but if it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere, the question is where to look. It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he had kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility, as he was a researcher here. He will have had quarters on the Habisphere. In certain the details of at Habisphere control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the mana quarters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have a suitable means of transportation, don't you? You need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship then. You at the Habisphere. And speak with Grahatia again. Who was he with? Man. Mana cutters appear to be ironworks made, but I dare say Dr. Tataru will craft her own soon enough. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node will be able to tell us its number. There, from what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity. Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Habisphere is not permitted at this time. Foil again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the fourth Humble Calamity. I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. This is an energy level critical, returning to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example? How we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. For a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I am seen to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant aether throughout the continent. You seem to recall. Are you honestly telling me that was the records too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioning that lightning aspect of aether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surgences that interfered with equipment. Minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much elegant knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you is more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the beta quadrants. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the aether is stagnant. And now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. The first return here with the shard wins. What do you say? Very well. It would be my honor to come. Very good. What? I'll just follow where the quest tells me to go. Bravo, that was quite a show, adventurer. The spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. Udis, I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the lightning shard is yours. What? No dramatic entrance? You've changed. Oh, this is Grahad trying to relive the Crystal Tower quest? You remember that? In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day that you meet an honest-to-God's hero, after all. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back, huh? One last thing. Thank you, Glide, for bringing me here. What? I didn't bring you anywhere. You came along. You have a shard? And you win. I searched high and low, but couldn't find so much as a trace of the stagnant aether. Appears Alice I had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now, may I have the shard? What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? That's a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Glide, and not only about the secrets of adventuring. Come, we should attend to our mission. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Hemisphere. One obstacle, the security system within may be triggered and make life rather difficult for you. Light of which pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture into unmolested. Why is that the way they should? Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes, but if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I need to promise us that you'll get out at the first side of trouble. Promise, wish me luck. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. Voice? I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption and overview. Sounds like a studium thesis. Well, we all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alphonse was more philosophical, of course, political, dare I say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. Controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Charlene's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of not. Being a leading member of the Forum, her father was not happy. Kinda like Ishgard. At the time, of course, Alphonse was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently, by which I mean, those were long. Be fair to him. He's nice, learned to be a little more open-minded. Deep down, he still holds fast to that. I admire him for it. Smiley face. I should have liked to meet the young Alphonse. It's worth. My thesis concerned Polygon civilization. Did my folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studio. Didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. Is that the students of Baldasson Sin it's me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end. At the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine it working. Enough about that. It's the yes, Owen's archive node. This was waiting for me in its chamber. Of his report still survives. It's stored in this device. Shall we find out? Is this the mount? Initializing, scanning for registered user. Not found. To proceed as a guest, please check authentication. Verifying. Authentication complete. It's identified as a member of the royal family. At your most humble service. Ennis? Never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Noga and Une said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it's use it gratefully. What? It's gonna fade. Search archive for iconic corruption. Searching. One item found. Corruption overview. Report is locked by the author. Please state password. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice node the password. Right. Let's see. Glory be to Allah. Long live Emperor Zandi. Deep blue, password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. Oh, now passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance, password. Notion that the password could be something so insane would laughable were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. How dare you? What did you that thing just call me? Wild Rose. Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. Say we dismantle it and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If we coax Machina into cooperating, we should have brought them from the beginning. Why do we have freaking Tataru's airship? And let us bear the node back to the Rising Stones. Ooh. $480. Fine, I'll let Sid try his hand at it. If that doesn't work, we're doing it right. Threat detected. Reviving the legacy. Should probably mention that I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Right, Rose did send word. Here's our friend, has been a field of urgent. Bless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no checks, however much I might look forward to seeing him again. But come, let us be on our way. Look at him, all but running. Sweet. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting. What is the point of this part right here? Let's just go. If you have news, so do I. Pleased to see your mission was a success, and in no small part due to the bonanza. Rail's back too. I wonder what was decided at the council. Wonderful news, Glide. Tataru contacted Sid on air, and he is on his way here even as we speak. While we wait, I should thank you very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. So kind. As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Garlemald. According to intelligence from our Doman allies, the war of succession is on. Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions, the provinces have begun to move independently of the motherland. Of greatest concern to us is the Illard, the third, a legion aligned with Lord Nerva. It appears that they have received substantial financial backing from House Brutus. Brutus? I know that guy. Brutus, aren't they the ones who took in Yotsuyu and Asahi? This bodes well. Xenos' movements, meanwhile, remain enshrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Urianger will be some light on his activities when they return. Until such time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict, and so, thanks in small part to the Imperial withdrawal from Gimlet, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they need to put their respective houses in order to head up a decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved, for the in particular struggle in their efforts. Alphino and Alhistola have been called upon to aid them. So long as we are dealing with the tempered, no amount of dialogue will avail. Develop a treatment for tempering. Anything is possible, is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in Dawn's respite? Show Sid as soon as he arrives. You've made the respite cozier than ever. You're going to love it. Cozy? Hold on, hold on. Oh my god. Blip bloop. Warning, His Highness is exhibiting elevated blood pressure. As important as Gabu is to me, I know only too well how much more is at stake here. Here could change the whole world. I said, at long last. Noah! Sid! Yay! Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. Oh, I would have been had you not fulfilled your promise. I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternate version of myself has already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on the other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help or something? What is it? You know passwords. Well, treatment for tempering. The next step, you need to find the password to this Oligon's report. Just so, with nary a clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, Magitech's terminal should make short work of identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you, and anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Ambrose's. It contains an Alagon dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to terminal and set it to work right away. Looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, milady. Node, open the report entitled Icon Password Freedom. Password accepted. Opening report. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which icons corrupt and bind men of their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of the aether of the soul. Said aether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than the another. When a subject is exposed to the aether of an icon, this changes their soul, taking on the properties of the entity in question. Sephiroth. By way of an example, exposure to the aether, the fiend Sephiroth, would cause a subject's aether to become aligned with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened affinity with earth-aspected magics, as well as preternatural levels of endurance. Greater exposure would further enhance these traits, ultimately the subject's very flesh. New models. The changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributable to elemental alignment. However, further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally charged or stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icon, thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. This matter do the corrupted become worshippers of the icon, prayers serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of icon corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a material capable of endeavor to which successful, albeit at a cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women, fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. Subsequently, submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures of corruption. This was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested. For my impertinence, I have been stripped of rank title and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I record it in the hope that one day someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of icon corruption. End recording. So not even the Olagons were able to find a cure, or rather, were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet were we simply to reanimate a tempered soul, I fear it would do not to diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. What is Carl looking at? No, we would somehow need to suppress the primal's hold over the subject. At the same time, I risk them ever remaining its thrall. There's no point in reviving their souls unless we can restore their sense of self? But of course, memory transference. The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting this technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation, that is, limit the effects to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which have come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and light corrupted would help us identify memories for reanimation. But are you confident you can adapt memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so, while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. He did, you are right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism. I concede that the rather clumsy compromise I reached could not provide the base of then perhaps it better that we consider another approach. Doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have a reason to be confident. See, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics. This leads me to believe that it may be capable of performing applications of the transference technique. So, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from how we identified the password. It'll take more calculating power, a lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? Prying eyes, of course. What else? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with leisure. The dictionary wouldn't keep it minded to look. No, he wanted his report to be seen. Strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology or some such. 2. Round up as many Magitech terminals as you can and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief. Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we have you to help, huh? Suffice it to say, I shall be of whatever help I can. All those Magitech terminals won't come cheap. Ah, shut up, Taru. Some things you should put a price on. We're getting there, guide, one step at a time. As with our first foray into the labyrinth of the ancients, we seek to venture into the unknown. In order to succeed, we require not only knowledge and preparation, but besides, just like old times. Right, while Gratia and I've configured terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies, namely ceruleum to fuel the terminals and ice. The more we have to both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventurers and go on a gathering spree. In that case, I'll trust Glide and Alice with the ceruleum. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Take them to the Skysteel manufacturer in Ishgard and the ceruleum processing plant in Analine. People will give you what you need. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll head to Thanaline. Death. Let go, God. Do 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 do. I'm back. What's goody? What's goody in the hoodie? So you're after ceruleum. In that case, please present the notes to our engineer at the airship landing. He shall be glad to assist you. Where am I going? William, you've come to the right man. Fair warning, though. The price has shot up on account of the uncertainty with the Empire, so hope you've got the coin. You know who I am? Well, now, promissory note from the iWorks. Don't see many of these. Not that that's a problem. It's as good as gold to me. Gold! Birdman, Birdman.
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places.
This voice changed?
As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem.
Oh, no, I didn't.
To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course. Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find.
The sun drop dance.
I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you? But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day?
Cerulean?
A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed.
This is a new numeric. What is this? He's got a lot of, I don't know, emotion in everything he says. Enthusiasm or whatever.
Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it.
It's almost like Horsevant.
In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
What the hell is this? Cryo! Where's Ejika? Alice's quest, huh?
Oh, who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much? Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more now that I look at it.
Is this a new Sid?
Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
Oh my god, I can't with all these voice changes.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
Nero.
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering.
Same old Nero.
But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
For all the effort it took to track you down after your latest disappearing act, you could find the cure for death, and it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
I don't like this, Sid.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 paths to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
By the way, the healing applications of crystal foci proved very useful in getting us to where we are now. I must remember to thank Mikoto.
Mikoto. How's it time?
If everyone's ready, let's begin. All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while. Damn it. It's overloading.
Is that bad? That's not good.
She won't last much longer!
We'll have to shut it down.
Wait! We're close! So very close!
Oh.
Whoa!
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Please, a moment longer. I beg you. There!
Well, we tried.
I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
But he gave a look of disappointment, though. Yay.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
Again.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at. This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Thank you.
Stupid wedge.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
We finally have it, the cure for tempering. All that remains is to put it to use. Shall be praying for your success on the front line. Last, the Ironworks crew couldn't linger long, far too much to do. Yet brief though our time together was, it was bloody good to see them. In the end, we didn't have to pay for the terminals, which is great for us. Can't help it. My counterpart in the Ironworks. Forget us not. At long last, we have our cure. Theory, at any rate, we cannot be certain until such time as we put it to the proof, but I am quite confident. Well, if we're to test it on someone, then I suggest Kabu. The symptoms are relatively mild. Exercise due caution. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it will be fine. Without further ado, then let's make for Limsa. We have Kabu waiting long enough. Wait, what? We should just straight up have the cure. Be praying for the success. So I had a little chit chat with Gratia. Though he looks as young as any of us, he has the air of an older boy. I suspect he's seen more than his fair share of trials. Ice shards, we had a perfect gentleman. Come on, Hori. Hori versus Graha? Hori would win. Rio, where's the old guy? Did he retire? Do. Plain Alisate is very fond of Gabu, to the extent that I have a hand in it. I shall do all my power to bring him back. Hold up. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have our host to bring Gabu to it as once.
Apologies for the wait.
Voice.
Gabu, have you been good?
Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you.
Espy?
Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment?
Maybe. We're gonna use Gabu as our test subject.
Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic. Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Ah, nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
Angelo!
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Oh, not ample ether.
Excellent. With your permission then, let us begin. Yes, this will do. And now, it's my turn. Tis done.
No small amount indeed.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allegans did not. It was never like to be easy. The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one. I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
That's a promise.
'Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
I'll say we'll succeed, I'm certain of it. We need but nothing but faith. Well, this seems as good a spot as any to have a rest. Good.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alisaie refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
You're good in your own rights. Don't tell me, tell her.
I should, I know. Yet, despite my good intent, I have the feeling that I would only succeed in incurring her ire.
True. You good?
Alisaie, are you all right?
Just noticing, did her sword change from white to
Did
pink?
it work?
It was white in Az's Law, I think.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Gaboo!
He never had a voice before, I think. Did he? Poggers.
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alisaie's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
So is this how the kobolds speak? Speak pretty good English. Or Eorzean.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. They helped him to hold on.
It's supposed to say 3 syllables though.
I'm so proud of you, Gaboo.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alisaie. Can you help the others too?
There it is.
Heal them, help them.
I was wondering, like, where are the syllables?
Yes, we can. All of them.
They don't promise that. That took up a lot of ether.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use. As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alize was able to heal Gabu alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gabu, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Ooh.
Then the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Let's talk to Matoya.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying.
All right.
And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
I have to go now, Gabu. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
Hold on. I'll say we'll be exhausted from our efforts, but you wouldn't think so to look at now. She is ready to press on, and so am I. We did it. We brought Gabu back, and if I have any say in the matter, he'll be the first of any. You may recall that in order to procure the ingredients for Angelo, we had no choice but to surrender ourselves to the whims of the pixies. We would have done so much far better grace had I known what we would go on to achieve. Like master, like pupil. As she will be at pains to remind me, I have not paid Master Matoya a visit since returning from the first. This seems as good as a time as any. Come, let us make for her cave. It has been some time since Master Victoria's last saw Miss Stola. What a lot they will have to talk about. You remember, when last we came here, it was to find out why the others had collapsed. Someone had told me that they'd been whisked away to the netherworld. I would have laughed in their face. Live and learn, huh? Live and learn! Master Matoya is something of a legend among Archons. I very much look forward to meeting her. Not the dressing down I am liable to receive for my inept attempts at summoning you. I take it you are ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of Master Matoya and her pupil. Very well.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
New Matoya.
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude. I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away. And for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
You were gone so long. I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the First, befriending a tribe known as the Knights Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
Alright, Alpha now.
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
I save.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
Oh,
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I am proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you, and Kryles told me all about your recent exploits. Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made, I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day.
Finally. We're curing tampering.
So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create porxes with the power to stir the soul. Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse before we reached double figures. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother porxie, as it were.
What?
Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
Can't pass. Porxie that produces porxies. What an inspired idea. By the way, Glide, do you think I misspoke earlier? I assure you it was not my intention to embarrass anyone. Okay. Holy old hole. We really must miss this place. Must miss the place? In case you ever wondered, Alphinaud got his innocent streak from our mother. It can be rather endearing, even useful in certain situations. Most of the time it just makes me want to shake him before it's stolen. Where does she mean, do you think? At a hidden workshop, perhaps? Alright, off to my old workshop then. Everything required to make you familiar is there. That may be, but no one has set foot in there since the Exodus. I dread to imagine what has become of it. Oh, there's sure to be a handful of frail familiars and mayhap a monster or two. Nothing to trouble the likes of you. You consider cleaning up the place with payments for my help. Fine, we'll do it. Good girl. Now, if there's no other objections, it's just you run along to the Maker's Quarter. Send one of my prorogos ahead to let you into the workshop. You need only tell him where you are. One can't be too careful after all. Off you go. He's still doing here. Off to the Maker's Quarter with you. I'll join you when I'm ready. Go on now. Shoot. Sonic boom! Ay, 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 ay. Judging by the unruly state of the floor without, I think it's safe to assume there will be no shortage of unruly fauna within. The undisturbed secrets of the workshop and of the making adventure. The workshop was an unforgiving place even before the Exodus, and I doubt the years of neglect have proved it. As I may have mentioned, Alcé and I were still very young when we departed Exodus. envy stole from remembering the city as it once was. Grass could certainly do with a trim. Greetings, Ribbit, and welcome to my good mistress's relic. Permarogo is my name, and I am honored to be your guide. Then you will find a space dedicated to the make of familiars, along with a scabbard wherein the requisite ingredients may be had. I must warn you, however, that the place has not yet played host to a single soul, much less a broom, in over 15 years, and will, I regret, to be in some disarray. But rest assured, my brothers and I shall see to it you do not lose your way. Now then, Ribbit, only say the word and I'll show you in. Oh?
I stand ever ready. I stand ever ready.
Victory will be ours! Let's give it our all!
My strength is yours!
Of course. Instant? Hold on. What?
Right. To begin with, I need you to gather a few ingredients. Listen well to what the Porogos say, or you'll wish you had.
Clay, I can make calico ribbit. Clay can be had at the Clay Cloud Cauldron. Just follow me. Pass bar the way. Allow me to assist you with the gap a bit. Sunny of Zig. The boss. Antiphedian? clay is just across the way, but you need to deal with the Mudman first. Mudman, Mudman. Lord Rock. Someone's getting sucked. Petrified. Pete out. What? Do you not want to do that? What are those do? Are they just block bullies or something? Now we have our clay. Let's return to the interstice. The cauldron. Nixie. One more water, we need more water. No, all my water's gone, but I can't lose, I won't lose. Or once you get hit. Water's flowing again. Let's head back. So not least, we need to fire up the kiln. Step right through, Ribbit, and I will guide you safely to the kiln fire cauldron. Off we go. Please try not to fall behind. What the Ribbit? Why does it have so many colors? This is this rainbow lava. Little magma can't stop us. Screw it. That part. What's going on over there? Honestly, smite this fiend once and for all. Molten Foe Bag. Hot lava. What a fiery battle that was, and I don't mean the magma. Inspiration awaits. That takes care of the kiln. Heard it.
Right then. Let's get this over with.
This is what we conjured up?
Newborns are wont to be difficult. Sure, who's in charge?
Porkine, Porkaline, Mother Porksy. Don't show any fear. You can smell it. Tenderloin. Was this Baja? Is it the Liberon? What is this? Hit her, so find it quickly. You'll be in for a world of pain. Guessing it changes. Open flame. Skittish. What the hell? She's twitching. Is that normal? What the hell were they doing? Did we finish them? Quite a fight she put up. Never knew familiar creation could be so rough. Nothing quite like a kiln fresh familiar. What did I just look at? What are those people doing?
There we are. Quite tame.
Then all that remains is for me to imbue her with the magic. My friends, I'm afraid I must trouble you for your ether once more.
Am I not being asked for my ether? Why am I just watching? Whatever, he can't have it anyway.
That should suffice.
Good. Let's set her to work then, shall we? I want to see some porkses. Assuming that is, someone can spare the requisite energy.
Eh?
A mere drop in the ocean for the great sorceress Matoya, I dare say.
The ocean. Three oinkers.
Excellent. Our very own litter of Angelos. And we can make as many more as we want, simply by providing the mother Porksy with additional ether.
I will require a moment before I try again.
It's still hard work, but a damn sight more efficient than making them one by one. Thank you, Master Matoya. Everyone, we're a step closer to our goal.
Distributed amongst the allied nations, they should do much to facilitate closer dialogue with the beast tribes. And given their present travails, I believe our friends in Limsa Laminsa should be the first beneficiaries.
Agreed.
No, let's go to
Though
Uda.
I must leave this errand to you. I doubt my legs will carry me out of the cave, much less to Vilbrand.
Vilbrand.
Thank you for taking the lead in gathering the ingredients. I expect you would benefit from a rest too.
So there ain't no rest for the
In addition
wicked.
to the Porkses, I trust you've gained an inkling of how much effort goes into the creation of familiars. Or mayhap you attribute your struggles to old age.
If I said yes, would it persuade you to treat me like an adult?
Not with that pertness, it wouldn't. Anyway, assuming you have no other favors to ask, I shall be leaving.
Forgive me if this is a silly question, but of all creatures real and imagined, why choose a flying pig? Not that I dislike pigs, mind you. Given it was her first time making a pork scene, Master Matoya did a fine job, though she did have Angelo for inspiration. Lest you wonder, Master Matoya has returned to her cave with Listola. Yeah, they are as peas as a pod, are they not? We now enter... oh, yeah. The Admiral's resolve. Well then, my friends, let us return to Liminsa and deliver the good news to the Admiral. Word to the officer in Bulwark Hall should be sufficient to secure us an audience. Don't see it, it doesn't exist. Oh. Settings. Follow me. No! I didn't see them over there. Oh? It's a Hagen. Kobold. My friends, what brings you here to this day? Is this true? By the Navigator, a cure for tempering. Often as I've been in awe of your science, I would not have thought it possible. Yet it is, Admiral. We have done it here in Liminsa, and the production of more familiars has already begun. Have my thanks truly. This will do much to advance the cause of peace. I fear it will take more to close the rift betwixt man and beastman. Even to speak thus divides us. Welcome as it is, a cure will not guarantee reconciliation between our peoples. Though summoning and the tempered may serve to fuel the conflict, they are but symptoms of it. We are to resolve the primal problem. Address the cause. We must strive for mutual understanding and find a way to leave our bloody past behind. It was I who moved that the Alliance renew its push for peace. Since our ancestors come to these shores, some 7 centuries, we Liminsans have been at odds with those who share our island home. Save for a brief moment of cooperation with the kobolds, our history has been one of constant territorial squabbling. Meanwhile, our struggle with the Sahagin for control over the seas has only grown fiercer, a matter which burst by the thrice damned calamity driving them to seek new spawning grounds. Survival at stake, each had no choice but to fight, and so I dismissed peace as impossible. Impossible is a word coined by the weak. I proclaimed all who'd listen, and then gave up. You and yours but needed. Led us to victory against the Black Wolf. You have achieved the impossible again and again and again. I thought it high time that I followed suit, hence my proposal to the Alliance Council. No sooner did I reach out to our neighbors in Vilbrand that my own people sought to thwart me. Speak of the pirates who failed to attend the meeting. Acting through a friendly faction among the kobolds, we had intended to seek an audience with a prominent patriarch. Bloody executioners would not hear of it, in their absence sent a message to the rest. Though they are but one of the 3 pirate powers, they are the greatest, and any attempt at peace would founder without them. Founder? I am given to understand that their leader, Captain Hillfear, has been bedridden for some while with an ailment of the lungs. Correct. In his absence, his right hand leads a man named Sicard, recently risen to prominence among the ranks. Save for his disdain for authority, little is known about him. We have invited him to speak with us more than once, but he will not come. I've tasked with the Yellow Jackets and the Rogues with covering his motives, but they have learned naught of any value. Leave it to us. What? We have a nose for the truth. Whatever this Sicard wants, we'll find out. Truly? I would be much obliged. I look forward to hearing what you learn then. Good luck. Admiral is right. The cause of the conflict needs to be addressed. We'll do what we can to ease the way. It ultimately falls to the Lamentsons to make peace with their neighbors. I know not of the city, save what I've read or heard of passing, and so in this matter I will follow your lead. By way of a first step, I suggest we split up and make inquiries about town. Some must know of Sicard. You could approach the Pirates' Glide. The rest of us will seek out merchants and adventurers. I'll just see if I can find them. What? Oh no, it doesn't seem like they're around. Arvelane, curious about Sicard, are you? As am I, my friend, as am I. Sadly, I know nothing of the man, save that the bloody executioners experienced a marked improvement in their fortunes after his promotion. But how he achieved that, this is a matter of some debate. As you know, the Thalassocracy permits us to attack only Garlean vessels. These have all but vanished from the seas since the Empire turned in upon itself. In order to adapt, we Krakens have taken to trading with the East, but the executioners are less forward-looking. I cannot imagine they would willingly abandon the old ways. So how then are they lining their coffers? Whatever their secrets, they are not like to share it with their rivals, but mayhap you will have more luck. You want to know about Sicard? He's a wily bucker, is he? Found some clever way to make coin, they say, and traded it for Monscott's place at Old Ifer's side. There was a time we raced the executioners for our pick of the Empire's fleet, but the Garleans are gone. Some days with them. Owing to which we've all of us had to look for other ways to make it eat. That jump up Belge Rat Sicard landed the juiciest whatever it may be. Not that we sirens are struggling mind. We do well enough gotten fish and boats from the fishbacks as another BC. Get the first pick of the produce for our trouble, see? Quality stuff at a bargain price. This we pass to our sisters as can't sail on account of getting old or wounded or with child, and they cook it up and sell it for a pretty profit. Simple. Oh, I miss the old ways, don't get me wrong, but when I see the girls with their little ones, I think to myself, life and peace and pride ain't all bad. Walking through the city, one never suspect this was until recently. Passion of piracy, the Admiral is to be commended for overseeing such a swift transformation. Perhaps. Sweet meat. I see everyone has returned. Now, who would like to go first? How much more is there in 5.4? So just as their imperial prey began to disappear, Sicard turned the executioner's fortunes around with the mysterious new source of income. Whatever it is, it's nothing to scoff at. According to the tavern keeper I spoke to, they have been indulging themselves as never before. No amount of drink seems to lose tongues as to how they are coming by their coin. On my part, I spoke with a reporter from the Harbour Herald, publication has been investigating the secret of the execution school, making little headway. Plainly, the executioners do not wish the nature of their business to be made public. I think I may know why. In the course of making inquiries on Hawker's alley, an interesting fact came to light. Just as the executioners began to enjoy better fortunes, the price of crystal went into sharp decline. A sudden fall in demand, I was told. Curious, I contacted Ord Boulder, who has been watching the movements of the beast tribes. My suspicions were proven correct. Despite ever-worsening relations between the beast tribes and the Thalassocracy, neither Titan nor Leviathan have made an appearance of late, suggesting that the kobolds and Saladin lack the means with which to summon them. You mean to say the executioners are divesting them of their crystals? All indications point to that conclusion, yes, but we have no hard evidence as yet. We must investigate further. Agreed, so how do we proceed? Well, I have an idea about that. In fact, I have already taken the liberty of making certain provisions. Hold up. He's gonna be a merchant? During my inquiries, a disgruntled merchant informed me that a wholesaler of crystals had recently arrived in Linsa, offering wares at prices far undercutting the competition. After asking around, I was able to gain an introduction, and shortly posed as a potential buyer, in a bid to establish the crystal's provenance. The man is due to be at Ashkan's Embrace in Lower La Nosea shortly. I suggest we make our way there at once. It appears to be our merchant. Wish me luck. But wait, if he truly is in league with the bloody executioners, he will surely be wary of those allied to the Admiral. Science not least of all. Bear to yours and glides. Mine is an unfamiliar, so let me play the role of a buyer. Graha's right, and even if you aren't recognized on sight, you look genteel, mixing with society's underbelly. Genteel, but very well. I'll give it to you, Graha. Got business with me, cat boy. You're the crystal wholesaler? That I am, but you're no merchant, so what do you want the crystals for? What is he looking at? Don't look at us, you idiots. You'll give yourself away. Oh, I see. You're a weaponsmith, am I right? You need the crystals to make staffs like that fine specimen you got there. That's right. I'm indeed a weaponsmith, and I use naught but the finest materials. I bid you show me your wares. Well, we don't invite just anybody into our storehouses. It takes time to establish trust, you understand? Look, I have a large and urgent commission. If the quality is satisfactory, I will not quibble over the price. Alright, it's plain that no ordinary crystal adorn your staff, so I'll make an exception. Come with me. It seems to be working. Let's follow them. Given how long he spent playing the Crystal Exarch, you'd think Graha would be a better actor. Honestly, if it hadn't been for the stat staff, we must remember to thank Tasharu. They went into that tunnel quietly now. You won't find any finer, especially not for the price. Indeed, I would expect to pay more than double for such quality. How could they possibly be so cheap? There's nothing unlawful about them if that's your worry. They're from Ogomero, if you take my meaning. Stuff's as pure as it gets. You won't be disappointed, so how much you'd want? Ogomero, taken from the kobolds, just as we suspected. That's enough. Shut your gobs and turn around. Slowly. Sigurd. I am Sigurd, acting captain of the Bloody Executioners. No need to introduce yourselves. We know who you are, scions. And we also know you've been chatting to the Admiral. Got eyes and ears everywhere, you see. Comes with being the only true pirate crew left in Limsa. So we've established you ain't here to buy crystals. The question is, what are you here for? You are bold to reveal yourself to us without knowing our objective, but that would explain your swift rise to power. You have spoken plain, and so I shall return the favor. You came here to learn why the Bloody Executioners oppose the Admiral's will. We have our answer. Should Limsa Lumensa make peace with the kobolds, would lose the source of your newfound wealth. That's right, just to remind you though, ain't breaking any rules here. The law forbids us from attacking any vessels not flying the Imperial flag, but it doesn't say nothing about beastmen. The only reason we keep our operation nice and quiet is because we don't want no one taking our business. Wait, just listen to the end, will you? For what's it worth, I have the highest respect for you and yours, him especially. While the Baelstrom were worrying about dirtying their fancy red clobber, you lot stormed Ogomoro and battered Bleeding Titan himself, raised a mug to you when I heard the news. Now we're following in your footsteps, making sure the beastmen never summon their stinking gods again. Practically your successors we are. There were still Imperial ships about. We did our bid for Limsa and went after them. So with the Garleans gone, there's no one left to ply our trade on except the beastmen. So let us have that, eh? It's only fair. Contentious though some may find your views, it is true that you have broken no laws. That being so, I see no reason why you should not state your case directly to the Admiral's face, unless the acting captain of the only true pirate crew left in Limsa Lominsa has some other cause to hide in a cave. Well said indeed. Alright, I'll meet with the Admiral. I'll even provide the venue, the Astalicia. Trust she won't turn down the invitation. I don't know about you, but all I could do to stop myself punching Sicard in the smirking face whenever he opened his mouth. Though I have some passing knowledge of prior events, I am yet ill qualified to meddle in Lominsan affairs. 'Twas not my place to argue with Sicard, much as I would have liked to. Hey, it is for the Admiral to deal with him and the bloody executioner by bringing them to the negotiating table. Both played our part. Rough seas. I thought myself the hunter, but it turns out I was the prey. A timely reminder that the pirates' powers of Limsa Lominsa are not to be trifled with. But all's well that ends well. Gratia's timely provocation had the desired effect. Sicard has agreed to a meeting. Let's hurry back to Limsa Lominsa and pass on the invitation to the Admiral. God damn! What's going on over here? Whoa. It's not often we could just be here. The Astalicia is the very last place for such a meeting. Admiral will be marching right into the Curl's den. Hope we don't end up regretting this. Back, what news? So they have been stealing crystals from the kobolds. Thanks for solving the mystery and securing a meeting besides. Suffice to say, I accept Sicard's invitation, and I would have you join me as my guests. Future limps on the hands upon outcome of this meeting, and I would have the scions represents presence to bear witness. Oh, sun teleport. Oi, oi, oi.
Look who's come crawling!
Traitor!
You can shove your piece!
Welcome aboard, Admiral. I'll wager you don't remember me. Sicard, acting captain of the bloody executioners, at your service.
'Twas kind of you to invite us. Now, if Captain Hillfear has a message for me, I bid you speak it.
It's alright.
We have just the one demand. That you forget this bilge about making peace with the Beastmen.
Nice.
Ours is a nation of pirates. Always has been, always will be. Deny us our right to plunder, and you deny who we are.
Too bloody right!
Pirates till we die!
What we want, we take!
Piracy has no place in our future.
What'd she say?
Pirates have no place.
Our nation has prospered through piracy, 'tis true. Yet it is but one part of our long and storied history. Centuries ago, our ancestors led a failed rebellion and were driven from their homes with little more than the shirts on their backs. In fear of their lives, they sailed south until they came to these shores. Finding the land occupied by kobolds, however, they were forced to turn to piracy in order to survive. And survive they did. But not so long ago, when the Empire threatened to crush everything we'd built, we set aside piracy and joined hands with our neighbors. This too was in order to survive.
Just a bunch of survivors.
And survive we did. Time after time we fought the Empire, and time after time we won. And through trade with our newfound allies, we prospered more than we ever did through pillaging and plundering. The Empire teeters on the brink of collapse. Ere long, provinces like Wurlit and Bosnia and many others will regain their freedom.
Bosnia.
When they do, our matchless fleet will lead the world in a new golden age of commerce. The tides favor us, and the ocean beckons with her vast bounty. But if we cling to the old ways, this great ship we call Limsa will trade the boundless seas for a lagoon. Shall we scorn the world's wealth for a plundered pittance then? Or shall we embrace change and thrive like our ancestors before us? The choice is yours. But if we are to prosper in the coming age, the whole of Vilbrand must become our ship, and a kobold and Sahagin our crewmates.
Rousing words. Might even be some truth in them. But pirating's all we've ever known. And we ain't about to give it up just 'cause you say so. Still, we're all the Mincins here and no one wants a war. So where does that leave us? Long before you became Admiral, I heard you was captain of the League of Lost Bastards. That true? If so, You'd know how we pirates settle our differences.
Standoff. Oi, oi, oi.
A duel.
Wasn't he the captain of one of them? Or the ex-captain? That's his lore from the dungeon.
Very well. As Admiral of Limsa Laminsa, I accept your challenge.
Is this how we lose Merlin? It's like Merlin can't lose here, but we just met Sicard. Is he gonna go as quick as he can? Deflect. Nice aim. Thought it was going to kill him.
Over. Not till one of us is dead. Finish the job, or I will.
Boy, it's Captain.
It's the captain. Captain Ilfir.
Hilfir.
Ye fool! 'Twas over afore it began.
Captain.
Seems the whelps have been yapping while their master was abed. Listen well, all of ye. Since the signing of the Galadian Accord, we all of us have been part of the same crew. The crew of the good ship Limsa Laminsa. At the helm of that ship is the Admiral. And 'tis she who decides where we sail. Was I not clear on that point? Or did you forget whose deck you stand on? Nay? Then what in the seven hells are you playing at?
It's all we know, Captain. If we ain't pirates, what are we?
You're bloody idiots is what ye are. Idiots with your own lives ahead of ye. Ye can do anything ye want. Be anything ye want. We're pirates, aye. And we pirates love our loot. But that ain't our first love. Our first love is the sea. The sea! And what she brings us. Freedom! So hold fast to that. Let the brine-crusted husk that stands before you now be the last of them as knew naught save out of steel. And make of yourselves a new breed of pirate! Lad, I made ye me right hand because I saw something in ye. And I still do. You have the makings of a captain. All you lack's the belief. Well now, it seems we're of one mind after all. Apologies for the misunderstanding, Admiral. We're with ye, wherever ye be headed.
You have my thanks, Hilfir.
Your choice of dueling pistol did not escape my notice. Good old Annihilator. Ender of many a proud pirate's voyage. Mistbeard's vanished into legend, and it won't be long before I take my rest in the depths.
There he is.
Yet be that as it may, the old ways can only truly die when we've dealt the Empire the telling blow. There'll be stormy seas ahead, no doubt. But I'm trusting ye to steer us through to the other side.
Well, I don't condone what Sigurd has been doing. I know it difficult can be to change course. It took me long enough to join the Scions, didn't? I don't know what this is. When the discussion gave way to duel, I feared what might unfold, yet only a fool would underestimate the Admiral, as Sigurd soon discovered. There are times when one must stand one's ground, even if the cost of failure is beyond reckoning. Admiral did just that, and I have nothing but respect for it. She is to steer her nation through its period of transition. The navigator will see fit to fill her sails. Though I had anticipated a duel, I did not foresee that Hilfir would intervene, but full glad am I that he did. It would have been a shame to kill the boy. Instead, the whelp has learned a valuable lesson, and we have made peace among ourselves. All that remains to do likewise with our neighbors. Hold on. Like Mistbeard before him, Hilfir chose to trust the future of our nation to the Admiral. That was the moment, I believe, that the good ship Limsa Lominsa finally embarked upon a new course. Yeah, okay, Mistbeard. The great ship Vilbrand. Now I need bear hardly to tell you, but any attempt to negotiate with the tribes is doomed to fail unless their minds can be wrested from the grip of their gods. And so in the meeting we seek to arrange with the kobolds, I would have you free their leader of Titan's influence. Leave it to us, we will open his ears to reason. You have my thanks. Ere we proceed, there is something you should know. Some 50 years passed when the Sagan swarmed at our hulls in ever greater numbers. Limsa entered into a covenant with the kobolds. To men shall go the bounty of the sea, to kobolds shall go the bounty of the land. Ostensibly equitable arrangements, conspicuously lacking in detail. Aye, inadvertently or not, the wording was ambiguous, and we took advantage of it, moving in to claim the northern reaches of La Nosea, which the kobolds believed theirs. Bloodshed followed, bloodshed to answer that bloodshed, and on it went, till every elm of Vilbrand bore the stain of our conflict. This is not history, you understand, it is the present, fresh and raw, and with their kindred blood our hands we will struggle to regain the kobolds' trust, even should we cure their tempered. Admiral, you speak of obstacles we are like to encounter at the meeting. As things stand, I see no reason why the kobolds would agree to a meeting in the first place. So we must provide a reason. I will restore the stolen crystals to them. Personally deliver the cargo along with my apologies. fate. They would welcome us into their midst, not to speak of peace, but to have you at their mercy. Aye, and given the wealth of crystals we will bring, I'll wager they will attempt to summon Titan there and then. Meaning a high priest would need to be present to whom we could administer the cure. Precisely, he is the fish I would catch. He will not be alone. Nay, he will have guards on hand. They will lay down their lives to protect him. Yet a single death on the Kobolds' side would jeopardize our chance at peace, and there my venture flounders. Yet they need not. What if we were to employ the Conqueror's chain? Though we would still have to weaken the Kobolds, it would allow us to subdue them without inflicting lasting harm. Artifact Mistbeard used to take goods and not life. Aye, that would serve. Well done, Marshal. So friends, what think of you of your strategy? Effects of tempering are cumulative. We may safely assume that the High Priest's exposure to primal influence is extensive. It will therefore take a greater deal of aether to reverse its effects, not to mention that time. Time during which Alice would be defenseless. Even should we all look to protection, I am not convinced we could keep an entire army of kobolds at bay. Well, I'm happy to take that risk. It's not as if we have any other choice. Besides, if it's what Tesleen would do. Had I not followed her example, we wouldn't even have a cure for temper, much less a chance to bring peace to Vilbring. So I'm going to cure that priest. I died trying. There must be another way. We don't need one. I trust you, all of you. I know you'll keep me safe. Head to settle then. See to your preparations and make for Camp Overlook. We will join you there anon. Be under no misapprehension. The extent of the High Priest's tempering is like to far exceed that of Gabu. Then this was a relatively mild case, milder indeed than the majority of those we wish to save. The coming mission will be a truer test of our treatment. I have no doubt that Alice will succeed with the cure, but afford her time. Alphinaud wasn't lying when he said I'm to be defenseless, so I'm counting on you all to give me the time I need. Our sole purpose will be to keep you out of harm's way, so leave that to us and focus on your own task. Indeed, and should you want for Aether, you will need only say the word. Gabu, did you follow us here? There's something important that I want to say to the High Priest. Express a state to say, please let me come with you, please. Sorry, but it's too dangerous. I need you to promise me that you'll stay here where it's safe, alright? My apologies for the wait. It took time, but we have secured our audience. All unfolded as expected. At the mention of my returning their crystals in person, Kobold suddenly remembered how keen they were to be reconciled. So, in the glorious spirit of competition, we are to be received by Patriarch Zada of the Second Order, who awaits our pleasure in the naval. We are ready. Let us proceed to the Ugumaro mines at once. Oh, we gotta sync it up. See. Patriarch Sada. The name sounds familiar. It is because he was the one who presided over the deaths of Gabu's parents. I tried to reach out to him that day, only for my pleas to be fallen upon death's ears. But this day will be different. We will reach out together, all of us, and we will take peace in our grasps. There's nothing more to say. I'm going to do this for Gabu and Tesleen, anyone who's ever dreamed for a better future. Conquest chain stands ready. Weakens your foes, and it will see them subdued. This Aetheroid will bear us to our quarry. Should he make to summon Titan, as I anticipate, we will halt the ceremony and restrain him. At this, all hells will break loose. We will have an army of kobolds to entertain till Alice's work is done. Just remember, none must die. We weaken them and let Bainzar do the rest. It is time. Stay the course, my friends. I spy calmer waters beyond this squall. Z of the Order first. The First Order?
Greetings, Patriarch. I am Merlwib Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Laminsa.
Blufiswin? Oh, it was Blowfish.
I come before you to offer my sincerest apologies for the many wrongs committed by my people against you and yours.
You were foolish to come here. Stupid, unwise, foolish. The Great Father shall have your souls for your folly.
Here we go.
Aye, just as we thought.
Now, Alice! Quickly!
You don't need to tell me!
Let none pass. We must grant her as much time as we can.
Zada's tempering. Beginning the incantation. Hero seeks to harm the patriarchs with wild magics, kill, slaughter, slay, kill.
We must protect Alice!
Who's the black mage? What's that? Alright, y'all are going some Neo. God. I don't understand how the
You're in my sights.
She's doing big damage, what the hell? Time for the chain. Yes, it's ready. Go, Angelo! What is this sorcery? I say, are you alright? It's tempering is too severe. You can't finish the job. Keep your guard up. So one person's aether is not alone. No, it's not enough.
Oh, just what we need.
Targeting Alice, everyone, gather close. Did we just leave Alice there? What's going on there? Alpha, no. Let us find Alice or Aether. Stay alert. Thanks, you two. I'll give it another try. Bombs, we can't look in near Alice. I nearly at my limits. Renata!
More! I need more ether!
Werewolves down.
Just a little more!
Somebody, limit break. Some of the hells, there's too many. Leave this to me, stand clear, all of you. Mistbeard. Oh, no! Uh-oh. Of all the reckless things, I'll say, now's your chance. Alright, please, let this work. My head, the pain, the pain! Almost there, glide, please lend me your ether too. First time we ask you for my ether. Oh, damage down. HP reduced. You're dead now, girl. Finished. Done for. Dead. Second order? Oh, these are the second order. No, you don't. No, Admiral. It's too dangerous. I made my decision before I came here. No matter what it cost me, Limsa will have peace. Ugh. Say the last one. Exterminate. Destroy. Slay. Glide, a little more ether, just a little more, and I can finish it. name not channel ether. Her name's Allison. Thank you. It will work this time. I promise.
Yes, this will do. Here I go.
Ikuzo.
Go, Angela.
Did it work?
What?
What is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry, but they died by your hand. You sacrificed them to summon Titan.
Wait, those are the parents, are they?
No, 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 no!
It's been way too long. Those to be still be the parents.
Why would I do such a thing?
Would that there were a cure for the victims of the Tempered.
Wait, Merlib's okay.
Gabu! What are you doing here?
Surprise, surprise, he didn't listen.
Patriarch, please listen to me. Hear, heed, listen. The Great Father we have been summoning is false. He only hurts us and those we love. For a long time, his voice filled my mind. It told me to do terrible things. Awful, unspeakable, terrible things. But I didn't give in to it. And you mustn't either. There's been too much pain already. So please, end the suffering.
What have I done?
We share this child's desire, Patriarch. An end to summoning, for it spells naught but misery for both our peoples. For many long years, man and kobold have feuded over territory, pillaging and perishing for the earth beneath our feet. It may be said that we fought to survive, but what we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on. I would see us set aside the past and work together for peace.
It was wrong of me to hurt my own in the name of the Great Father. Sinful, evil, wrong. But that doesn't mean there can be peace between us. Men cannot be trusted. The bounty of the land was to be ours, and yours the bounty of the sea. But you broke the pact. Violated, breached, broke. Unready as we were, what choice had we but to call upon the divine to rid ourselves of your tyranny?
None.
True.
And I do not blame you for it. In violation of the spirit, if not the letter, of the pact, we took your lands for our own. The fault lies wholly with us. On behalf of all Laminsons, I offer you my humblest apology. I pray you'll find it in your heart to accept it. Yet I know an apology alone will not serve to make things right. So, we will revise the pact, to leave no room for doubt. And any who violate it shall face justice, swift and certain.
And
no,
what exactly?
We won't be fooled. Not again.
Please, hear me to the end. Fleeting though it was, there was a time when man and kobold abided together in harmony, in cooperation.
You mean like man and dragon?
In those days, your people shared the secrets of smelting. Knowledge which allowed Limsa Lominsa to thrive. Much of what we have, we owe to the kobolds. And so, for the good of all who dwell on this isle, I wish to make you an offer. We will bear your people's wares to every corner of the world, and trade them in your stead. In return, we will bring you the bounty, not only of the sea, but lands both near and far. Whatever you desire, the Navigator as my witness, you shall have it. There will be no more man and beastman, just the crew of the great ship that is Vilbrand. And together, we will share in the wealth of the world. If you'll only accept our hand in friendship.
Best friends forever, ring.
We want to believe you. We truly do. But we believed you before and you betrayed us. Fooled, deceived, betrayed us.
There are bad men, it's true. But there are also good ones. And the ones before you are the best of them. They were always kind to me. Caring, nice, kind, and I trust them with my life.
Sounds very familiar, like with the dragons. The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Before I became Admiral, I was a pirate. I stole, I fought, I stained the sea red with blood. Such is my past, and I dare not forget it, however much I might want to.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It's BIS.
That is death penalty. The pistol I used to pass judgment on my own sire when he fell thrall to Leviathan and betrayed his comrades. It's loaded. If you were to point it at my head and pull the trigger, I would most assuredly die.
What is this?
Though it isn't much, my life is the single most valuable thing I possess. If it will suffice to atone for past wrongs, take it. A single bullet to annul the old pact, and my blood to write it anew.
Oath? Those bars?
What comes after, I entrust to this man, my second in command. I know that he will do his utmost for the happiness of all who call Vilbrand home.
Imagine he already had the gun in his hand. Wait, what? You weren't really supposed to pick it up? Plot twist, he aims it at me. Alright. Yes, I can't feel any stress over this. We know what he's gonna do. He ain't gonna do nothing.
I do not trust you. Not yet. But Gabu does. And I will trust him.
He trusts a 5-year-old? You'll be taking this gun.
We want you to know that we respect your faith. There's nothing wrong with giving thanks to the land which sustains you. But summoning is different. Should you hear of anyone who would attempt it, we ask that you appeal to their better judgment, or failing that, seek our aid. We're always ready to help.
Many and more of my brethren are yet enthralled to the Great Father, just as I was. If you could free them too, I would be grateful. Appreciative, thankful, grateful.
It's gonna require a lot of ether.
Tis we who should be grateful, Patriarch. I thank you for affording us this chance.
Admiral seems hell-bent on wearing me to death, but I suppose the end justifies me. Well fought, my friend. Well fought. Two separate worlds, the seeds were sown, and through the determination of two indomitable women, they have quickened to this historic moment. I feel honored to have present to see it. It has taken a long time, but the dream of a lasting peace with the kobolds may soon become a reality. It is all thanks to Alice. Treatment may have restored the patriarchs to his senses, but Admiral and Gabu's words that touched his heart. This moment belongs to all of us, Glide. We couldn't have done it without each other. so glad we could sway the patriarchs, convince, persuade, sway. Thank you for making it possible. Thank you. It would seem we have found a way forward with the kobolds. Next we will help the Second Order to separate brethren. It's thraldom. Theirs is far from the only order, of course, and it will a small amount of time and effort to reach the rest. To reach them we will, however long it takes. I would say that I was in your debt, but that has long been true. So instead I will say thank you for helping us to plot a new for Limsa Laminsa, but all yours, you. And by back it's making futures rewritten.
Right. Let's return to the Rising Stones.
Admiral, something strange is afoot at the floating city.
Breathe, man. What is it?
Floating city?
I think it's best you see for yourself. Please, come with me.
Isn't this where the leap of faith thing is? Uh-oh.
What in the world is that?
This is leap of faith.
A tower.
You can see it too, then? I feared I was losing my wits. One moment I was patrolling as usual, and the next it was just there.
Eureka!
Yes? This is she. I am. I'm looking at it. What? Understood. Send the Elder Seedseer my regards. The communications officer. It seems this isn't the only tower. They've sprung up all across Eorzea.
What? Something towers.
Nothing more is known. Only that they appear to be of Garlean construction. Our allies on the Alamegan front are on highest alert. Forgive my directness, but would you join them? They may well need the help.
Of course, Admiral. We shall make all haste.
My thanks. I will return to Limsa to weigh our response. Look for Commander Hext when you arrive in Alamigo, and may the Navigator speed you on your way.
Please. That tower sapping the ether from the land. Don't worry, Cyril. Keep watch over the tower. Your place is in Alamigo. So if I go... Wait, where am I? Ah, that's smart. They put it in the spots where you can't see it. Yeah, let me check around. Said they were popping up everywhere, so something I'd expect for everywhere. There's not one right in Minusa? Let me check. Is this Dandelion? Of course there's a freaking... You know what? Let me just go. Ala me go! Trying to explore the world in this fog. Police. Though it isn't visible from here, the locals report that a tower-like structure has appeared to the south. It isn't visible here. Probably, don't worry. He's with our Maelstrom friends, meaning we're free to deal with the latest problem to fall uninvited into our laps. Appears to be business as usual. The city, at least. Oh, okay. So then maybe there is more around.
Thank you for coming so soon. I'll send for Commander Aldin at once, and we can decide what to do about these infernal towers.
Rogue preserved!
Monkish. What the hell? It's flying.
It can't be.
What?
The palace! After them!
You're here. Good.
Where's the head?
Well, well, well! To be received by such an illustrious cast! Why? Even the hero of the piece is here! I feel quite starstruck.
Is that a sigh?
His body, more like. You don't fool us.
Oh! You saw straight through it. Anyone would think you dealt with Asians before. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Fandango, and may I say what a pleasure it is to finally make your acquaintance.
Dan. What are these towers? Tell us now!
My, straight to business is it? Suit yourself.
The Royal Menagerie.
It is my intention to recreate the final days. To which end I have distributed a collection of rather ingenious devices, or towers, which will, in time, give rise to the grandest of spectacles.
The final days? But it was the Asians who labored to prevent them.
You're quite right, though I would expect no less from one responsible for eliminating my unsundered colleagues.
Honestly, the three of them were obsessed with restoring the one true world. As a sovereign individual, however, I never had much interest in such things. I mean, why bother when you're just another sundered minion? Admittedly, Elidibus was not convinced by that argument, but thanks to you, I'm finally free of his incessant nagging. Free to use my powers as I see fit, to fulfill my heart's desire.
So wait, what? Are you weaker than Elidibus?
And my heart's desire is to lay this half-broken world to waste, leaving nary a fleck of dust behind!
What? Why would you want such a thing?
What?
Because I want wretched creatures who ask such meaningless questions to die!
Okay.
You! And you! And you! I want you all to die! And I want to die too! Oh, yes! I want to die and take everyone with me in a paroxysm of pain and suffering! I'm different, you see, from the ancients who clung to dear life, and from you.
This dragon has
So
no
don't
head.
bother trying to reason with me.
It's half
You will find I
Bahamut.
have no reason, or creed, or any such tripe. I just want to destroy the world. But please do resist with all your might. It will add to my enjoyment. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled, for the curtains have risen on the spectacle to end all spectacles. We, the Telophoroi, shall be your performers, and this very star our stage.
Telophoroi? What's this half Bahamut? Headless Bahamut. Oh, come on! Should have went tank.
Ah, but I nearly forgot. I have a message for you. My esteemed patron, Lord Xenos, eagerly awaits you at the heart of the chaos. While I wish only to destroy the world, he exists solely to relive a certain, transcendent moment with you. And it is for that reason he would reduce all to ash. Pray see to it his dreams do not go unfulfilled. For if you should disappoint me, my trusty companion here, whom I've dubbed Lunar Bahamut, will burn your cities and everyone in them.
Lunar Bahu. Fly away.
Everyone out! My men will tend to the blaze.
What part of could these towers feasibly play or their plans? The dragon let us off lightly. Honestly though, only a madman would choose the name Lunar Bahamut, which just sums up Fandaniel, I suppose. I could understand why Elidibus and his fellows acted as they did, but Fandaniel? It'll take some time to make sense of it, if there is any sense to be found. Scouts report that Ashian and his dragon have left Garabania. It seems that was purely a social visit. Thank goodness everyone's safe. We've managed to put out the fire, though not quickly enough to save the guardian. Raban, can I leave it to you to send this word to the Alliance? I'm going to take a unit and investigate the tower. You need to find out what it's for. Go with you. No, you won't. You'll rest. From what Merlin tells me, you'll do some time off duty. If you learn anything about the tower, we'll share it with you. Until then, I want you to rest. Until the next patch. Very well, but if you need our help, don't hesitate, and take care, both of you. So you really did it. You found a cure for tempering. Oh, it makes me want to do something heroic right now. Speaking of which, I'd better get ready and set out for the tower. Ashian is on the prowl. It will not be long before we call on you and yours. It's now while you still can. Lunar Bahamut. That should be a dungeon boss, I imagine. My new, or rather old, by which I mean young, though this body has a good deal more stamina than the one I wore in the first, I confess I've been looking forward to a moment's respite. I've had a busy few days. Have we not? She'll return just before us. It seems she knows about the towers too. How good it feels to come home to the Rising Stones. It's where my heart feels find the clear. It seems you have quite an eventful time in my absence, but I fully rested now, if for more. I'm back. What happened? No sooner do we overcome one problem than another appears. It would all seem tediously predictable, but not the endless variety of our foes. This Van Daniel sounds unhinged, perhaps, but no fool. For all his pantomime theatrics, he gave away little about his plot. We should know only that he intends to recreate the final days, and that the towers will somehow facilitate. He also called his dragon Lunar Bahamut. Let's not forget that little detail. And the creature certainly did resemble the Elder Primal. That may be, but the fact that it answered to Van Daniel suggests they are not one and the same entity. It's more probable that it's some manner of simulacrum born of Ashian magics. Whatever it is, now we can but work closely with the Alliance and remain vigilant. I believe that concludes our news. What of yours, Istola? I have been to see the Sultana. Knowing how quick the mortal flames are to dispose of their temper, I did best to provide them with the cure for. As soon as I had sufficiently recovered, I traveled to and delivered to the Porksies to Her Grace, along with detailed instructions to their use. Mom and son. Yet my visit chanced to coincide with the arrival of some troubling tidings. The Immortal Flames had been on the cusp of agreeing to a truce with Almaja when negotiations abruptly collapsed. Almaja claimed that another of their kind have been abducted, that men are responsible. Not as known of the perpetrators as yet. But as the Immortal Flames went about investigating the abductions, they came upon one of Van Daniel's towers. Subjects of the tower, you may be interested to learn that they are not an exclusively Zeorzian phenomenon. According to the Alliance, they have been sighted as far as a field as Yangsha. then it would seem reasonable to assume that they are everywhere. We simply have not found them. Well, as you said yourself, we can do little now. For now, save remain vigilant, as we are dealing with a dragon. Ostensibly, so I believe it would behoove us to enlist the aid of authority on such foes. Estinian! Now just a moment. If you could be persuaded to lend us his lance, I would be the first to welcome it, but the truth is, we still will struggle enough to find him. You let me and Kyle worry about that. We'll sniff him out no matter where he's hiding. If he is hiding, I have ways of locating him regardless, so no objections. We shall depart at once. Well, rather than sitting around, I think I might go to each of the city-states and get them in the use of the porks. They would doubtless appreciate it, but might you consider taking a moment to rest before leaving? You would be fresher for the tasks ahead. Yeah. Well, my friend, our moment of triumph did not last long. Are you not enjoying our adventure? Come now, I didn't say that, so while it may not be the most carefree experience, there is nothing in this world I would rather do than write a new future. Long future, mind. Whatever the telephoroi, I hope will stop them. Won't we? Together. Laforoi. Oh. Whoa, okay. Okay. That's it. We're 5.4. Meanwhile, somewhere in the locks.
The scouts should have been back by now. I'm gonna go and find them. Oh, thank goodness for that.
Temper. Are they tempered to the will of Xenos?
Glory be to Garlemald!
To Garlemald. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Why is the room so dark? There's some light.
The piles have been driven as planned, and the first of the beasts has roared to life. Moreover, I am pleased to report that preparations are well underway for the rest. Ere long, chaos shall reign over all the land, as befits the final days.
Call it what you will, so long as my friend returns to me, fangs bared and claws sharpened. I care not.
Of course, my lord. By strange coincidence, your dear friend chanced to be present when I made my declaration. I took the liberty of informing him that you await his coming, though I confess, I may have singed him a little in the process.
And why do you tell me this? Are you in such a hurry to die?
Ah, my apologies. I must guard my tongue lest it be the end of me. Though, there is something to be said for such a glorious death. Better to fall to one who has it all than falter before an inferior. Huh. I shall keep it in mind as a contingency. For now, however, I shall proceed with the plan. My lord.
I must find myself a new weapon. One worthy of our long-awaited reunion.
Akazamitsu Tsupiki is not good enough? What? I still don't get how he took over the soldier's body. Pen and sword. Alright, up. It's 5.4. Let me check around for towers very quick. I think that was Southern Thanalan. They said Yangsha. There it is. What are these towers? What does it all mean? The moon! The moon! There it is. Why? What is this weather, man? I'm trying. There's a fog everywhere. There's fog everywhere. Nice. I can't even. I'm thinking, where would it be here? I'm guessing here? Yep. I doubt it would be the Sea of Clouds. Yeah, I don't think it's here. Alright, well, what is it? 5.4 complete. Let me check if there's a... It buzzed. Oh boy. Next part is here. I can't do this right now. Do it tomorrow or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm done. I'm out of here.